Hello again, Michael Freebrick here from beautiful North Carolina. We are having an absolutely beautiful start to the spring. I hope yours is going as well as ours is, or if you live on the other half of the planet Earth, I hope your autumn is going just as well as our spring is. I have two products for review today, and I picked this one first, which is the Abbate Y La Mantia Garden. I think the full name is Garden of the Italian Stallion. I picked this soap because it is kind of a spring-like scent. It is a very strong floral scent. This is once again saponified with the sort of the slurry of the saffron pistils. This also includes bee pollen and is strongly scented of gardenia, rose, and honeysuckle. This is one reason why I decided to use this soap today, because I had realized that I've not used it on camera before, and I also was giving away so much of this that there was a chance it was going to be gone before I had a chance to use it. So I pulled it out for today as a spring-related scent. So I'll be using that. Let me just grab the soap. As you can see, I scooped out way too much when I pressed this into the lathering bowl, but no matter. The brush for today was also sent for review. This is from APShaveCo. This was a brush provided to me for review because this knot is new. This knot is the new SynBad knot. First of all, let's talk about the handle. Just a very, very cool, just a beautiful, cool looking pattern. Very different than anything else I have on the shelf. I was one of those guys, by the way, that early on in my wet shaving career asked myself, why would you ever have more than one brush? And I'm embarrassed to admit now that how many I have sitting on the shelf of there. It's certainly more than one, but less than 100. Yes, pretty sure on that one. SynBad knot is a kind of a new entry, so it has kind of the look of a badger knot. I think it's kind of cool. If you spread it up, you can kind of see a nice mix of the light tips and the brown fibers underneath. It is a very soft brush. The tips are very, very soft. It feels a great deal like the horsehair knot that I have from APShaveCo as well. The knot is soft, a little bit denser than the horsehair one, but not as dense or as backbony or stiff as the tuxedo knot. And there's a really nice mix between the two. So I'll start using that in just a moment. We'll talk about some of the other properties as we actually get into the shave. Today is going to be the RazoRock Baby Smooth. I have used 2 blades in this week. The blade that I'm shaving with today is going to be a feather on its 3rd use. I started off the week using one of these that was kindly gifted to me as well with some of the additional soap samples. This actually worked quite well on that razor as well. I've used some Supermax blades in the past. They haven't always worked well for me. That one actually did pretty well. All right, let me wet my face. Let's get going. Get the brush going. Now, first things first, the brush, it's a synthetic, so you don't need to soak or anything like that. I'm just wetting it through in the sink. And so day one, I'm just sort of plunging it up and down the sink just so it gets good and wet throughout. And then I'm going to shake out the water. Now, I was amazed at how much water this thing holds. So just listen if you can. One more. It holds an enormous amount of water, way more than you would think. You just get it in there, pull it out, and this brush is soaking wet. So if you don't shake it out, you're going to be in for quite a surprise. You're going to have a very, very wet brush to contend with. So I've shaken it out mostly. I'm going to just dip the tips now, just so it's a little bit wet, and start lathering up the soap. Now, item number 2, this brush is a little bit springy, but it does actually splay easily. Like, I'm not exerting a lot of pressure, but you just press down a little bit, and you can see it starts to open up. It does have a bit of backbone, so it is a little bit springy. It's not quite as soft as the horsehair one, but not as springy as the tuxedo. It's a really nice sort of in-between. Now, I'm gonna add a bit of water to this, and this is what happened day one. It has already picked up so much soap. This brush is just sucking up the soap out of there. Amazing how quickly and how much that loaded. So I've added just a bit of water just to loosen it up a little bit. I'm sure I have too much on there, but that's really okay. Better to have too much soap loaded than not enough. You can see that's a very nice pasty layer on there. So we just drip a bit of water onto the tips of the brush or the face, and start lathering. Now the soap has a very strong Very strong, sort of natural floral scent. It's maybe a little bit perfumey, but it's perfumey in the same way as smelling like kind of a strongly scented fresh rose bush. We have wild honeysuckle that grows here, and those two scents for me really do stand out. And it has that kind of same heady, perfumey floral scent when you have a lot of wild honeysuckle growing in some place, or you have a strongly scented rose bush and you're kind of smelling all those flowers at once. That's what's coming off the scent of the soap. And like all these Abbate Y La Mantia soaps, they lather very easily. You can see what's happening here already. I'm going to add more water in a moment. Very nice, slick, protective soaps. Now, I don't think that in the ranking of these soaps for me, this is going to knock off L'Ariato or maybe Matteo 911, 911, or maybe the Crumiro or the Vulcano, because there are just so many really excellent scents that they produce. But this is a very, very nice offering, and especially if you like kind of a strong, kind of open floral scent, it should remind you of flowers growing in your garden. This would be an excellent choice. All right, I'm going to add just a touch more water to that. But you can see just how easily that lathers up. All right, a bit more water. So you can see for the brush, by the way, how easily that splays. No scrubbiness. Beautiful soft tips, very easy to use. I think this is a great addition to sort of the range of synthetic knots you can look for. That faux horsehair is maybe a little bit soft for people, but very, very soft in the face and very easy to use. I think the tuxedo knots have a tendency to be a bit more springy and a bit sort of tougher. They don't splay as easily, and they can if there's if the knot is too dense or it's set too low. I think that ends up being a bit too springy, too much backbone for people. That is a very, very nice sort of in-between mix, and I really like the way that the design is done. Sort of the coloration of the fiber does lend it a bit more of a natural look. All right, Baby Smooth Feather, third use. I don't think I'd used a feather in here before. I'd have to say, very good. Now, there's something that I'd forgotten about the Baby Smooth, and that is that, well, the shave is smooth. There's something about the material. It makes it a little less glidey on the face. Not in a bad way, it just feels different. Soap is just, as always with these soaps, just very good, easy to lather. Strong scent strength. I went for a milder razor this time because right now, because of the pollen around us, and I know this is going to sound ironic, but that's how it is, my skin has been very easily inflamed. So, nice mild razor makes a big difference there. Little hair touch right there. All right, rinse off. Now, when you get this soap wet, like when you're trying to rinse it, you have a beautiful, a really nice, slick layer. So when you lather on top of that, it just makes for a very easy shave. I'm just dipping. I'm going to drip a little bit of water now for the lather, for the across the grain pass. As you can see at the beginning, the brush just holds a ton of soap. Plenty of lather for 3 passes and more. Very, very soft feel on the face. Kind of a luxurious feel when you're painting. Oh, just a nice, really nice scent to that soap. All right, rinse off my hands. Pass number 2. This will be the across the grain. It's funny how only at these moments that for some reason in your head, even though you know you want to say across, your brain is yelling out against. Yeah, the reason we were rushing last week is because we actually had a bison tasting at a local bison farm. I mean, by local, I mean about an hour's drive away. So, really couldn't sort of delay too much. A nose to tail tasting of all the parts of the bison. Very, very good. Yeah, the Baby Smooth is just super easy to use. I know that for a lot of people this may just feel too mild. You don't have enough kind of naked blade feel. But just offers excellent shades, really at just so little effort. There is a touch of overhang there. I don't know if you can see that, a touch. So that is something to look out for, but nothing to worry about. There we go. Again, very slick when rinsing, and since there's soap all over the handle, this is going to be potentially dropping in the sink, but no, I'm not going to let that happen. All right, I'm just going to pull some of the lather off the bottom and put that onto the top of the brush. Yeah, it's certainly going for the milder razor this week has really helped with my skin. I mean, for those of you that do have kind of the normal allergic reactions, you know, itchy eyes, watery eyes, running nose, that's all accompanied by a degree of inflammation somewhere. And for me, it's almost always accompanied by inflammation of the skin on my face. So, soap with a good post-shave feel. Mild razor, don't overdo it. For those of you in the audience who are the BBS chasers and who really should know better by now. Now, buffing with this razor is quite easy, so I may still do some of that, but if you need to, you can just give this a very light pass. Razor is still really taking the hair off, but you're not doing any kind of like dangerous pushing or using too aggressive a razor blade combo. All right, and then we'll check and see if we need to do a quick cleanup pass there. Good feedback on the razor too. Like you can really hear that it's still working. That is, for a lot of razors though, in some ways, a good thing and a bad thing. Because that feedback makes you think that there's still a lot of hair there, and then you tend to overshave. light buffing under the lip. Yeah, that's turned out pretty good. There's been every day a spot or two. You can see that, for example, right there, where just pulled a little bit of blood to the surface there. They're just very easy this time of year. There's kind of 2 times of the year. Also during the winter, just overall, just when the air is just that dry, that's a separate issue. Right now, it's just a matter of watching just general inflammation of my skin. So post-shave, let's talk about that. First of all, another beautiful smooth shave. Wow. Man, so easy with that razor. Just so simple and so easy. Post-shave on this soap. As with all these soaps, no tightness, very, very slick when you're rinsing. Try to get that out of my ear there. It is not simple to rinse. It's a little bit difficult to get off. That is a great combo for this time of year, honestly. Yeah, wow. Very, very nice. Easy, simple, straightforward shave. And Feather does surprisingly well in that razor. I don't think I tried that combo before, but man, the first day shave in that was just like butter. Just so easy. Just a great combination of products. Now, as I mentioned last week, I was still using aftershaves that have a mix of alcohol and witch hazel or straight alcohol. And really what I need to be doing is maybe either put those to the side for the moment, for the next couple of weeks, or if I'm using them, let them go through the dry down and then apply an aftershave balm after that. I don't really have any good unscented ones yet, but I expect that soon I'll have a few more in my repertoire. By the way, if you're going to be attending the Maggard Razors meetup at the beginning of June, if you're attending, I look forward to meeting you there in person. So if you are, let me know in the comments and we'll see if we can meet. As we should, because it's a meet up. That's how the whole thing works. All right, I repurposed a old, the Friedberg RazoRock bottle because of the glass and the dispenser. This is actually the Sebum Gold oil that I have decanted from the original container, about half of it into this bottle because it's just much easier to get out. I've been doing 3, I'm gonna do 3+ drops. You really don't need much of this. Now I'm just gonna rub it together in my hands to warm it up a little bit. And I've been doing this twice a day after my shave and at night through the week to try to help with the quality of my skin a little bit, add a bit of moisture. Now you're not adding any moisture here per se, like you've got a nice very light oil that soaks in and provides a barrier. And I think it definitely has been helping. Skin has felt pretty good all week. No aftershave with alcohol in it, just trying to keep the amount of drying on my face to a minimum. And this has been a very nice way to end these shaves. Beautiful, smooth. Just rub your hands, get them warmed up again a little bit. Really help that oil work in. Wow. All right. that ended beautifully. Man, no heat on my skin, no tension, no tightness, smooth, easy shave. That's without like a 4th cleanup pass. Of course, you could always do another pass and always get a bit more off, but I often find, particularly now where, you know, you really need to watch sort of the heat and irritation of your skin, it's just really not worth it for me. So I'm gonna 100% stop right there. I am done. That was a beautiful, beautiful shave. All right, let's recap. Let's run through the products again very quickly because, man, just glorious, glorious. Today's soap is the Abbate Y La Mantia, the garden. It's gardenia, rose, and honeysuckle scented. A beautiful, strong floral, like a natural flower scent. It is strongly scented. It is saponified with bee pollen, as it is like all these soaps, a soft Italian style soap. Wonderful, wonderful stuff. Easy to lather, very good slickness, good protection, and at least for me, very good post-shave skin conditioning. Recommend it again. So I think that is the last of the ones that I have, and I'm glad that I pulled it out of the stock up there on the shelf because it was kind of going quickly. This seemed like the perfect time to use it, and yes, indeed, it was very nice. The brush, festooned with lather still. Let me see if I can wipe some of that off so you can see the handle a bit better. Wonderful brush from APShaveCo. This is the SynBad knot, which is meant to look like kind of a natural badger hair. It's a synthetic knot with good backbone, but not overly stiff. No scrub. It is still very soft in the tips, like the faux horsehair one, with a bit more backbone, but not as springy as the tuxedo knots. A very nice sort of in-between option there for that for the synthetic knots. Very soft. Very easy to use, but just note it does hold a tremendous amount of water when you first put it into the sink, so you're gonna have to really shake it out, or there'll be a deluge of water into your soap container. Today's razor, the RazoRock Baby Smooth, light aluminum, very easy to hold, the handle design, no issue in terms of slipperiness. Worked very, very well with the feather blade, also did very well with that Super Max blade. A very easy to use, mild, efficient razor, not aggressive at all. It bends the blade at a very steep angle. Very, very good blade control, very easy to use. And I'm very happy to see those come back on the market. For those of you that missed out on the original set, I'm glad to see there's an opportunity on occasion to pick those back up again. And then repurposing an old Friedberg aftershave bottle. This is as you can see, there's a lot in there. You don't need much, 3 or 4 drops at best for the Sebum Gold as today's aftershave product. As I said, I've been using it twice a day, morning and night. You can see beautiful smooth effect on the skin. Very happy with the way that product is working for me. Well, my friends, I think that's it. We're completely done. We had products, we shaved, we talked about products, we reviewed the products, we recapped the products. There's really nothing left to do except to say thank you again so much for watching these videos. I really appreciate the time you're taking to watch them. Please feel free to leave comments or questions against this video or any previous video. Thank you again so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And until next time, goodbye.